Did you stop and smell the roses today? Hello, my name is Stephanie. I am a therapist on Long Island, New York that specializes in the treatment of eating disorders and body image issues. If you're interested in learning more about those types of issues, eating disorders, body image issues, general mental health, or therapeutic tools that can help to improve your general mental well-being, as well as all of the aforementioned mental health issues that I had talked about, please subscribe to my channel. I think that you would find it very helpful, and please feel free to share with anyone who you think might also find it helpful. So today I wanted to talk about something called gratitude. You may have heard of it, I'm sure you have, and something that I talk a lot about with my clients are gratitude journals. So I wanted to start off prefacing by talking about a story that had actually happened to me a few years ago. So I typically have for some reason I'm always very fast paced, and I'm always trying to get to the next thing, and that's something that I have been working on myself. And one time I was walking into the bank, it was about evening time, and trying to deposit a check. I had a mission. I was walking in, and I saw, I was just looking down at the ground the entire time, and then all of a sudden I hear something behind me saying, "Oh wow, would you look at that sunset?" And I heard it, and then I looked up, and I just saw one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my entire life. And I started really thinking about that whole idea that I almost totally missed it because I was just so much in my own day-to-day or my own routine or whatever. That's something that had really stuck with me. It was an experience that really stuck with me, and I shared it with a lot of my clients because we often overlook the small things or even the big things sometimes that happen to us or that occur in our lives that we can actually be very grateful for, and it can actually increase our happiness and positive vibrations and all the positive emotions that we can experience. So I wanted to preface with that story because I really feel like that is just such a wholesome look at what I'm about to talk about. So with gratitude, there's a whole stem of positive psychology. If you've heard of it, you can look it up and research more about it. But part of positive psychology talks a lot about gratitude, expressing gratitude, and really the benefits that arise from that. There's a lot of mental benefits that actually occur when we're feeling grateful or we're expressing gratitude toward either ourselves, our life, or to other people. Okay, now what are some of the reasons that gratitude is really helpful for us? I usually go back to evolution, and this might sound a little weird at first, but when you think about it, when we were in our caveman days, we usually just had to focus on not being eaten or attacked by a wild animal. We had to focus on survival. We had to be very astute to our surroundings and any threats to our being, our lives, or our persons. So that's really what we were biologically programmed to be able to focus on, and to focus more easily on the negatives. So that usually is why we see negative downward spirals. It's a lot easier to kind of just get sucked into the negative and focusing on the negatives, and that's not your fault. That really is just a matter of biology. However, what's positive about this is that we can retrain our brains with positivity and with gratitude. So when we are able to start expressing gratitude, that starts to rewire our brains. And of course, it takes a while for this to happen, but it starts to rewire our brains to be more able to and more ready to see the positive and focus on the positive. And what is a perfect way to start this is by starting your own gratitude journal. So some things that I usually recommend for a gratitude journal is that I would recommend a couple tips. One is to write it down. Actually have a designated journal that you keep, that you write down the things that you are grateful for. We're usually able to focus on, or when we're asked whether, what we're grateful for, we're usually able to produce the family, the typical answers: family, our pets, our health, our friends, and those types of things. But it's harder, and it takes a little bit more effort to really notice the smaller things. that may occur in our lives or that we pass, and just like smelling the roses. So another tip is that I would suggest at least keeping 3 a day, just challenging yourself to 3 things a day to look further than the typical things that you probably are grateful for on a daily basis. And this might be really different and than you ever really looked at before. It might be as little as seeing a pretty flower on your walk from the parking lot to your class or something like that. I remember one time I wrote in my own gratitude journal I was thankful for first world problems. And that sounds a little weird, but what happened, I believe I was struggling with the Wi-Fi. I was really annoyed that it was just slowing way too slow for me. And I was just getting agitated. And I'm like, why are we in 2018? It was just recent. Why are we in 2018 and the Wi-Fi is slow? And then I really heard myself and I kind of just laughed. I'm like, wow, I'm happy that this is my biggest problem right now in my life. And I was grateful at that moment that I'm able to experience first world problems. And that might sound silly, but it was actually something that I was grateful for. So it doesn't have to be so cliche as a flower. It could be something really just like that. And just challenging yourself. It doesn't have to be huge. It could just be very little things. And if you want to write more, then do it. If you found that things were occurring in your life that you really want to list down on paper, do it. But don't get caught up in all the judgments on it or anything like that. Just trying to identify when you remember, oh yeah, I want to keep a grateful journal. Remember, try to go through your life and go through each day, what can I be grateful for today? And then do a check-in, and I usually recommend that you have a time during the day, a designated time that you sit down and write in your journal so that you don't miss it or it doesn't just become something that happens sporadically, but it actually becomes a habit and a routine. Another suggestion that I would make is to keep that journal handy. Keep it somewhere that you're going to see it. Keep it somewhere that you're going to open it, and keep it somewhere where you're going to write in it. So I hope that kind of gives you an overlook on what a gratitude journal might look like. It's a really positive and powerful tool if you're struggling with any type of mental health issue. But even if you're not, if you're just looking to improve your well-being, this is an amazing tool for you. Everyone can benefit from it. So today I would like to ask you to leave a comment down below. What are you grateful for? And hopefully we can get some positive vibes going. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in these types of videos, as I asked before, please subscribe to my channel. I talk more about eating disorders, eating issues, body image issues, general mental health and well-being, therapeutic tools, all the lot. So please subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in this type of stuff, I also offer a blog, and I will leave that link in the description below, and feel free to check it out. I hope that you have a really great rest of your day, and then you could find many things that you could be grateful for today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.